to just find the balance between telling a story, talking about family, and introducing us all to a different culture. So they did a wonderful job.
They did.
A wonderful job. Hello, everybody.
Hey, everybody. How's it going today?
If you don't already know, my name's Kathy.
My name's Tom.
And we are the Marvelous Donohues.
Marvelheads. Long pause. Welcome.
Long pause, welcome.
And I'm a little sad today because this is the final episode we're reviewing for MsMarvel.
It is, but it's been wonderful, you guys.
I don't know. I don't know how much more I can say. Marvel really nailed this one. They got it. They really got this one right.
They really did. They were able to just find the balance between telling a story, talking about family, and introducing us all to a different culture. So they did a wonderful job.
They did.
A wonderful job.
They did.
But we're so excited. We're about to dive in. But if you don't already know, my name is Kathy.
My name is Tom.
And we're the Marvelous Donohues.
And if you're new to the station, in case you haven't heard or understood at this point, we are the
best Marvel Disney Plus TV review show that's ever been created in the history of mankind.
and we say this with 100% accuracy.
Accuracy. I don't know about all that, but it is in our humble opinion that we do a great job in
a super bang-up job, if I may say so. That's another old-timer term.
Old fogey.
We'll translate below.
Yes, right here. But we enjoy doing this. We have a lot of fun doing this. And we're going to jump in because we have a little bit to cover today.
We do.
So today we find ourselves at the end of the last episode.
That's right.
So I am going to recap that right quick because it was so much drama, okay?
It was. Tell us.
So the last episode that we didn't talk about, because here comes the spoiler, you guys. So make sure you watched our last episode or watched episode 5 of MsMarvel, because we've been going into some real details, okay? 4 and 5. So the end of the end of 5. The end of 5, I know. It's so much. It's so juicy. I'm excited. Cameron's mom stabbed or attempted to kill Kamala and hit the bracelet instead, which sent Kamala back to the time of partition. She met her great-grandmother. She saw her grandmother, and she also saw their grandfather for the first time. So after she did that, she would travel forward in time, and then she was just waking up, and so was everybody else.
Right.
And there was a rip in the time fabric continuum. So as the clandestines awoken, they thought, one in particular is like, oh, there it is, I'm gonna go home, and everything's good. So we interrupt this scheduled broadcast program to put in a big spoiler alert. This video was so good that I had to keep it, but be advised, a big spoiler is coming up in just a few seconds. Thank you. So she goes to walk into it, and she's destroyed. And
Who's you talking about? Cameron's mom?
No, not yet.
Oh.
I was talking about one of the clandestines.
Okay.
Not Cameron's mom.
Okay.
And she was destroyed. So now you know, you guys, Cameron's mom was destroyed. Thank you for telling us that, Tom. That's okay. He was excited too. But before she was destroyed, and Kamala tried to save her, she said, listen, you can't go back and leave Cameron. You know, he loves you, he needs you, and this is foolish. You can see the other clandestine was destroyed. There's no way to go back. You can't do it.
And she finally realizes that at the end, and she realizes what a terrible, evil person she's been.
And a bad mom.
Yeah.
Because she left him. She was like, oh, I left him. She was like, listen, you can always go back for him.
Right.
She says, I can't, but I can close this hole and save your universe. So she does the anti-hero thing, and she walks in and uses her power to close the whole. But as she does that, she cries out for her child the same way that the
Aisha.
grandmother Aisha had cried out for her child, and she gave Cameron her powers.
Yeah. Wow. Surprise.
That was a big
and
one.
who's the most surprised person on earth? Cameron. He's
Yeah.
like, what's happening to
What's
me?
happening? Yeah, and so is Bruno, because we didn't tell you before. He showed up at Bruno's apartment.
His lab / bachelor pad.
Yeah.
And we learned
Asking-
something about Bruno that in that episode
exactly.
too.
Go ahead, tell us.
Yeah, his family, and we don't really know why, but his family's not around either. His family's not around, so he's a young high school kid. Guess he's emancipated. I don't really know, but he is living his life in this little pad, and he does his little, weird science experiments and things like
and he
that.
has a job.
He has a job, and he's living his life, and all of a sudden, and as you remember in the last episodes, Cameron and Bruno, they weren't like, buds or best buds or whatever, so he never really talked to him. All of a sudden, he's showing up at his pad, and he's like, hey, I need some help. And turns out, he's kind of telling Bruno, hey, I got some powers, I got something going on with me. And of course, Bruno's the resident expert because he helped Kamala through all her training and all that. And they're kind of getting a little vibe, a little chill, whatever you want to call it. And then all of a sudden, what happens is the little drone comes and the DODC tears up his pad.
Yeah, and wants to kill him. Not only tears up his
Tears up
pad,
and wants to kill him.
he destroys that drone, throws a rocket in, and destroys the store.
Yeah.
So they're now on the run, and we'll flip back to Kamala in where's she, India or Pakistan?
What's that?
Where's Kamala and her family? They're
Pakistan.
They're still in Pakistan. And her mom comes in, and Nani comes in, and they find out. It's like, wait a minute, what's going on? And we talked about it before. They find out that she's the Moon Knight girl. Oh, I keep saying Moon Knight. That's terrible. I'm sorry. Nightlight.
Moon Knight sounds good, but Nightlight.
Yeah, she's Nightlight. I'm getting my episodes mixed
and
up.
all
People
the
sorry about that.
revelations have now in this whole the 5 and 6 episode 5 and 6 have now come together to kind of like we always talk about in this station, peeling back the onion. Now we peel back pretty much the whole onion at this point. Everybody knows what's going on.
Right. So Kamala and her mom fly back to the United States, and we're talking about everybody knows what's going on.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's not always good because Bruno calls and says, hey, they're in trouble.
Yeah.
So now we're getting to the stage where there's the dramatic ending.
Yeah, the battle. When I was talking to her and we were watching the show, I said, this is like kids kick butt. Kids kick butt, and this is the battle for the school. And this is kind of Marvel-esque because it's very proverbial. School means a lot of things. It means camaraderie, unity. It also means enlightenment and knowledge and education. So I don't know if they really meant to do Jon Favreau and Kevin Feige. I don't know if they all meant to kind of do this with the school, but I think this is an appropriate ending for this episode. So they're fighting.
Right. Well, they first of all, we'll go back and say they end up at the school. Someone inside, I don't know, the word gets out that they're at the school. So
Zoe does that. Remember?
Yes.
Remember. So what happens is, Cameron's mom gives him his powers. They're all at the school. They're trying to figure out, what they're supposed to do. Within this episode, of course, we see that Kamala's mom makes her a suit.
Oh, yes.
She makes her a new suit, and of course, the thing I always loved about it is they always have to have a little kid kind of kid thing. So she's wearing red Converse, so I think that's kind of cool. But they are going up against the DODC.
Right at the school.
At the school.
So, and the thing of it is that he said Zoe. Yes, Zoe becomes part of the crew. There's Zoe. her friend, her two friends, it was Bruno
Nanya.
and Nanya, and then her brother shows up too, and she's like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" He's like, "Oh, Mom sent me to keep an eye on you," and I thought that was just so cute. So they come up with this plan on how to defeat the bad guys, and it starts to work a little bit.
And of course, I love the drawing, the chalkboard.
Oh, she's so good at
she
that.
always outlines, and Kamala's always very analytical, so she's got all this, hey, do you understand this plan? Everybody's like, okay.
Yeah. And it starts to work.
Yeah.
But then, as you know how plans are, things start to go wrong.
Right.
The young man is thinking that, well, my mom's going to come get me, right? So he's pressuring, Cameron's pressuring Kamala to tell her what happened, when's my mom coming, and she has to tell him that, she's dead.
Yeah.
So he kind of goes into a tailspin about it.
Yeah.
And in between that talking and stuff, she almost kisses him, and Bruno catches them because Bruno has a secret love and crush for her.
Yeah, he does.
So he kind of breaks it up by mistake, but he's kind of a little hurt knowing that here he is trying to help him out, and he's trying to steal his lady. His lady.
lady.
As Joe Biden would say.
Yeah, thanks, Joe.
Go ahead, sweetie.
But so they're fighting. Zoe, I think it's very interesting in how Marvel's able to fold in the seriousness of all of this with the I don't want to say whimsical, but I guess whimsical kid-like charm that so it's one of the things I liked about the series. And I think that with Zoe gets on social media, help everybody,
show up at the school, and
so I like
us.
that. I like that she harnessed all the her earthly, I guess you want to call it, not supernatural abilities to really be able to pull people together. And so what happens? You get all these people coming to the school to try to help and support, and the DODC, of course, the main DODC guy back at headquarters was like, hey, get out of there, leave these kids alone. But I'll say this one power drunk DODC woman, she's basically hell bent. Excuse my French, but she's hell bent on taking these kids, Cameron and taking Kamala out, and she'll stop at nothing.
Right. And that stopping at nothing meant that one by one, all of Kamala's crew began to get arrested by them and was taken out of the school and put inside this bus. And the only two that were left running around and free were Cameron and Kamala. And then Cameron becomes so upset, and he's like, listen, they're never going to see us as human. We'll always be monsters to them. So I'm going to turn into this monster. I have all this pain from my mom being dead and nobody left. There's nobody to help me. I'm not like you. You got your family and your friends. So he starts to harness his power and starts destroying things, wrecking things. He's outside and he's blowing over cars and people. And each time he does something, Kamala saves the people. She catches the cars. She does all these things to say, listen, you don't have to be this way. So finally, he's inside this bubble, and Kamala's marching towards him. She's using all of her power, and then the people around her are able to see what immense power she actually has. Everybody's watching. Her mother's afraid. Everybody is afraid of Cameron, but they're also afraid for her. But she wants to help Cameron so badly that she gets inside this bubble of destruction he has created, and it's like almost ready to explode. She marches inside and she says, Cameron, listen, you do not have to do this. We're here for you. I know things won't be perfect, but you can't destroy everything. And he's like, I have nothing. She's like, you have us. You do have something. We're trying to protect you. We did all this stuff for you.
Everything, and all these forces were brought together to really show that you know, there is camaraderie, there is love, and there's togetherness, despite, you know, all the adversity, and that's a thought for everybody.
For everybody,
you know,
and showing the unity at the end. You know, the common enemy is always evil.
Right.
You know,
and DODC is a perfect picture of brutality and evil.
Right. Yeah. And you know, in the end, she carves out a hole to save Cameron and says, "Hey, you know, I've heard from some people they're gonna get you out of here. Get to the dock, and we're gonna save you." You know. So he climbs down, and we don't know what happens to him, but in the end, we see that he gets to the dock. And the end with Kamala, she draws all that power from herself to save everyone. Because with what happened with somehow, I don't know if it's a DOD or Cameron, something happened where a bus was getting ready to crush all the people that gathered outside. And Kamala was able to turn her fist into one of those huge hands that she does, which I love. And she was able to save them, and everybody was so happy. And then when the police came to get her, when she wasn't exhibiting her powers anymore, everyone gathered around her to save her, and she was able to escape, you know. Because they know she's a good person. She's not a bad person. So the community came together to save her.
And the community to this point, you know, had been a little bit together, but it just this effort and this valor that she showed, and that they all the kids collectively showed, really changed the whole community. And that's really what it's about. And that's what this whole series was really about, is changing our community for the better. And you know, I like the you know, wrapping up here, but I like the ending where, you know, we find out you know, Dad and she are sitting on the old roof, and you know, we find out Kamala means perfect, a marvel. And you know, she's actually even trying to figure out like what her name's going to be, like what her superhero name's going to be. So I really like that. And then, should we tell about the closing credit, trailer, or what do you want to call that?
Yeah, sure.
So at the very end, she's in her room, and then all of a sudden, it's like a dematerializing force, and
no, go ahead.
Oh. Did you know what it said? Did you know what it said?
No, I do. I do. No.
And then Captain Marvel shows up.
I know. I don't know if it was dematerializing or materializing.
I don't know either.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know. See, here's what, and if you guys know, and this may be a spoiler, but this has been out for a while, so hopefully you've seen this. What do you think? Do you think that Kamala turned into Captain Marvel, or do you think Captain Marvel replaced herself with Ms. Marvel with Kamala?
That's what I'm thinking.
And I don't know.
And even how it happened. But it was so crazy. And I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to go on in the next episode.
I wonder where Kamala's at.
Yeah. I think she's wherever Miss Captain Marvel was. You know, they kind of like switch places, because she had on the little girl's clothes, and they was all big on. I mean, they were all tiny on her. You know, they look like crop pants and other things. But you guys, we have gone way over the 15 minutes that we like, and going into 20. We're sorry for such a long video, but this is the wrap up. And we enjoyed it.
We enjoyed the series. Tell us, please, like, subscribe, comment, and let us know what you think of the series, or thought of the series, I should say. What was your favorite parts, and what you're looking forward to. With our station, and also with the next series that you may watch.
So please, you guys, enjoy this series the way we have. That's all we have from now. My name is Kathy.
My name is Tom.
And we are the Marvelous Donohues. And we will see you next time.
Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.